Husband of 7 years admitted one-night stand while away for Thanksgiving. December 19th, 2022. My husband, 39, and I, 35, have been married for 5 years and dated 2 years prior. We have never had trust issues or infidelity. We have had a great marriage, the kind of relationship where we are really great friends. We have so much in common. We can sit and talk for hours. I was his best friend, and we even hung out during guys' night, watching football with his friends. We had a great relationship. The cheating happened when he went back home to New York for Thanksgiving, 3 days early. I arrived the day before Thanksgiving. This woman was visiting with his younger sister. They are in grad school together, and they are really close friends. This woman couldn't make it home to California, so my in-laws hosted her too. Turns out they all went out for drinks. My sister-in-law left my husband and this woman alone at a friend's gathering. They're all drinking, having a good time. My husband told me they were alone talking all night. Then when they returned home to his parents, they drank more. They were up until 2 a.m. and they ended up having sex. My husband didn't make excuses saying it was the beer. He said he was definitely wrong. He admitted he was flattered that she was flirting with him. He admitted she was extremely attractive. He even left her alone to go to bed when he felt himself feeling attracted to her. She came to him and they were in his bedroom. They drank and talked more on the balcony and they ended up kissing and well, they had sex. He told her he was going to tell me. He told his sister the next morning and his sister told her she needed to leave. So when I arrived, my husband was acting really off. He was feeling guilty as hell, trying to hold his shit together and not ruin his family's Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving night, I asked him what the hell was going on with him. He was all over me sexually. He wanted lots of sex and he was very aggressive during sex. I told him I needed a break. He wouldn't stop. He finished inside me, which he doesn't do. I don't want to get pregnant. We don't have all the time to unpack that now. We're definitely gonna come back to that. I thought this was so out of character for my husband. I asked him, what the hell is going on with him? He started crying. He started apologizing. I thought it had to do with money. Never in a million years did I think he cheated on me. He confessed everything. I listened to my husband. I let him speak. I was upset. I felt sick and I cried. But I didn't get angry. I wasn't disrespectful in my in-laws' home. I had my sister-in-law drive me into the city and I stayed at my friend's apartment while they were away. My sister-in-law told me about this woman. She apologized profusely. I saw a photo of the woman. She is 27. She is absolutely beautiful. Not saying it makes anything okay, but wow. She is the kind of woman men would absolutely fight over. I told my husband he needed to leave when he returned home. He moved out that Sunday night. He has been driving me crazy, begging me to forgive him. He has been showing up at my work. He shows up at the house. I cannot make him leave because he owns the home too. I told him I think I may consider a divorce. I can't forgive this. I always felt I could work it out if our marriage went through something like this, but I can't. My parents divorced over infidelity. My dad was a serial cheater. My husband has taken steps to fix himself. He is getting help. He is just going crazy because I have just been numb and in shock, and I think this comes off as I don't care. I do care. I do love him, but I cannot be in a mediocre marriage. I don't want our daughter, 3, to see her mom accept being cheated on. I am overwhelmed. I am overthinking everything. I don't want to make the wrong decision. I have been told I should keep our family together. He came clean and he's a good man. It happens once. I know that is a good point, but I feel off. Is it shock or did I lose respect and fall out of love? I don't know. Has anyone else felt this gray cloud after? Will it pass? And should I just wait a while longer before I make a choice that will turn my life and my daughter's life upside down? I mean, I've always said it. The only way that you should give someone a chance after they cheated is if they come clean and it only happened preferably once. I think as you get up to like 2s, 3s, there's still an opportunity, but after that, you've done it too many times. I don't think OP owes the husband anything. At this point, if she chooses to stay with her husband, that's her choice. If she leaves the husband, that's her decision and she has the right to make it. I forgot about this. I totally forgot about this. Good on the husband to come clean. Good on the husband to own up to it. Bad on the husband to beg for forgiveness to the point of annoyance, to show up to their work, to show up to the house after they've been asked to leave. And also bad on the husband for this. That sounds low-key manipulative. He's either doing that because he expects that that won't be happening in the future anymore, or he's trying to get her pregnant so that she has to stay with him. This husband's so weird because like good on him to be like, I cheated. That's on me. I am so sorry. But what the fuck is this? Cheaters aren't good people. I'm a firm believer that everybody can make a really bad mistake in their life and still be like relatively good of a person, you know? I'm not saying that he's a good person, but if he hadn't done what he did while they were were having sex and he wasn't being overbearing about her forgiving him, I think OP would be in the best situation in my eyes to actually earn OP's forgiveness. Should he have done it? No, absolutely not. I'm not saying that. She told him to stop and he didn't. Did she? Oh yeah. I told him I needed a break. He wouldn't stop. That's a very good point, Rum Ripple. It feels like he borderline assaulted his wife, in my opinion. It feels icky. Yeah, especially after reading that. That's a good point. Relevant comments. I'm curious how his sister is handling this information right now. Is she still friends / in contact with that person? OP replied, my sister-in-law has cut all ties with this woman. She has called me and sent a text apologizing, and she is taking this hard. She feels like she is to blame. I have made it clear that she is not to blame. She is in shock. She cannot believe her friend's behavior. She thought she was a good person, but now she is questioning everything about this woman. Another commenter said, so after he cheated on you, he R-worded you and finished inside of you knowing you don't want to get pregnant. He wanted you to get pregnant again because it would be harder to leave him. I'm so sorry, but this is not a man to stay with. I just had this argument. I said the word R-word, describing what I felt my husband did to me. My friend said she feels I should report it. Her husband said, good luck proving it. He said I would be laughed out of the room, police station. I mean, unfortunately, yeah. So we got an update December 28th, 2022. I have been sitting with this. I have gotten tested for an STD and I am all good. I have been trapped in New York with my soon-to-be ex-husband. We agreed to spend Christmas with our daughter and we ended up getting stuck here due to the storm. I told my husband I wanted a divorce, which made him lose his shit. He was stalking me and he was acting out of character. I asked him to please just leave me alone. He was scaring me. He was upsetting our daughter, who sensed there was a problem. She is used to a fun and cozy home. Now there's tension. She cried when she told me to give daddy a kiss and hug, and I refused. It is breaking my heart. I know it is hurting him. He has been a mess. I don't feel sorry for him. I feel for our daughter. She is sad to see her dad sad, and he keeps telling her I'm sorry. But he can't tell her why. Why he has to leave at night. Why we don't eat as a family. It's been insane to say the least. I thought it would be good for her if we were a family for Christmas. Well, it's been 3 days and no flights are driving until at least the 30th. I don't have $2,000 a day for Hertz to rent a car. So we have an extended stay and I stay in the bedroom with my daughter and he stays on the rollout sofa. I have been dealing with him asking me why we can't get help for our marriage. I have gotten tears. I have overheard him crying to his dad and mom at 2 a.m. saying he wants to unalive himself for his mistake. I received a call from them the next morning asking if I could ever forgive him. If I couldn't, they said they understand. Good on the parents on that one. Better than one of my friends, when she got cheated on, their ex-partner's mom called her, and instead of saying, I'm sorry, I understand if you don't want to be with him, she said, that wasn't my son that cheated on you. That was Satan possessing his body. Dead ass. Funniest shit I've ever heard in my entire life. I admit the thoughts of self-harm are concerning. I don't think he is doing it just to get me back. He is definitely spiraling. I was gentle with him last night. I agreed to talk, not for reconciliation. I just let him express his feelings and get shit off his chest, which led me to waking up at 4 a.m. this morning with him laying next to me in bed, him wide awake, staring at me. He said he needed to figure out what he needs to do for me not to leave him. He refuses to live without me. Homie, take the L to your chest. You made that bed, bro. You gotta sleep in it. You can't fucking fight it. Maybe we have cabin fever. I am starting to feel uneasy. People are insane. I am not trying to die because he can't live without me. He already feels depressed, and I think losing his daughter will really take him over the top. Is this normal for the cheater to go down this path when the reality of what their cheating has caused them to lose hits them? My husband is a smart man. He is usually controlled, not someone who is mentally unbalanced. I think the loss of his family may have really pushed him over the edge. Before all this, we were a happy family. Why he was so weak, I don't understand. If it is just him being uninterested in me, then I can just step away and make sure he has more time with his daughter. They are extremely close. Hurting her has really destroyed him. His life was being a great dad for her. I thought he loved me. I don't know about that now, but I assume losing his family has mentally affected him. I have sent a text to my best friend of 20 years, keeping her updated. She says this is normal, but I also feel she may be a bit biased because her husband is my husband's best friend and we have all been friends for a while. Our kids are close and it's a breakup for them as well. I guess I'm looking for signs of someone losing it and doing something extreme. I've just been kind and respectful until I'm able to leave. He has been love bombing me and expecting a response. He sent the song I'll Be Over You by Toto and said I'm dying here. Please don't leave me. Maybe I'm losing my shit. I am in such a difficult situation right now. Any advice? Is this normal behavior from the cheater? So here's the thing. From my recounts from friends who have been cheated on, this is actually relatively normal behavior. Like, both people I've talked to have literally had to like sit down the person and be like, hey man, people have gotten restraining orders for less. Do you understand how crazy you're being? But it's worse when you can't run away. Like when you're literally stuck from a snowstorm in the same room as them, to wake up to the person in your bed with you would be terrifying. Let's get through the rest of these updates because there's not a ton left. So there's some relevant comments. What does his family / sister-in-law say / feel about the situation? Is sister-in-law going to stay friends with this disgusting woman? Look at your husband's phone and see if her number is there. What were her plans? Just a one-night stand? She had to know she was destroying a family. I would want to know if they've talked sense, and if not, do their stories line up? I'm so sorry you are going through this, and I read your original post and it affected me for days, and now just can't believe you and your daughter have to endure this. I just have so many questions, as I'm sure you do too. I wish you and your daughter much healing. OOP replied, his family is pissed. They are repulsed by him. They were hard on him, but he has softened their hearts because he is saying he doesn't want to go on. His sister has cut ties with her friend. This woman has tried to get my number from my sister-in-law. She is claiming she was drunk. She is so sorry. Now, she was drunk, and apparently she is a promiscuous woman when she drinks. My sister-in-law says she is a friend that you end up babysitting at the bar because she doesn't know when to stop drinking and becomes ridiculous. I have not looked at his phone, not making excuses, but I doubt he has had contact with her. At this point, I am so done. They can have each other if she is on his phone, and if they are talking, then maybe she can find him a place to stay. He has left the family home, and I will not lose my home in the divorce. My daughter has been hurt enough, and she's not leaving her friends in school. I do have a million questions, but I have not gotten to a place of grilling him. I just feel better staying away from him. Okay, so we have some comment updates. This one on December 30th, 2022. I am now home. My daughter is with my parents for a few days. I thought this would be better until my husband and I sort everything out. I am happy I made this choice because shit hit the fan. My husband is not okay. He comes into the bedroom to pack clothes. He needed more suits for work. He says to me point blank, he cannot live without me. He said he was so sorry. He would move heaven and earth to repair our marriage. He said he refuses to let me go. He will not lose me without a fight. He summed it up by saying, you know I don't lose. I'm sorry I fucked a whore and broke your heart and tore our family apart, but I can't imagine life without you. If I see you with another man, I don't know what I would do. I fantasize about it. It's driving me crazy. Wee woo, ring ring, police. That's crazy, bro. OP, get a gun. That's all I can recommend. Holy shit. Those are his words. He has really changed. His eyes are dark, but they seem empty. He knows this isn't going to end well for him. I never knew my husband to be a violent man. He did have a temper in college, but I don't think he would intentionally go as far as hurting me. I mentioned this to someone and they said he may accidentally hurt you in a fit of rage. My husband works a lot and he is an M&A lawyer, so he has a lot of work to catch up on. I know this will keep him occupied. I am praying that will keep him away. I plan on filing for divorce this week. I do not want him to know. He left the house. He said he will give me space. He apologized for hurting me. Then he had the audacity to let him make love to me. His words. I said, I don't have love anymore. He lost it. He says, so you don't love me anymore. He began pacing the floor. He starts crying, saying, I made a fucking mistake. I need you to forgive me. I need you to talk to me. I asked him to please leave me alone. I told him I was not feeling well. I needed food. I made the excuse of needing to go buy groceries, so I made my escape by leaving for the grocery store. As I went to my car, he was right behind me. He blocked me in the garage and he wouldn't let me go. He had me trapped between him and the car with his arms around me. He wasn't hurting me, but he is 6'3" and I'm 5'5". I think this could all go left very quickly. I have to be careful with words because he is on the edge. If I say I will call the cops, I have a feeling he will lose his shit. We are gun owners and that worries me. Oh, this is some Dateline murder podcast material? No, for real, Gender Ghost. I pray his demanding job will keep him occupied and maybe he will cool down. All the work will distract his mind. We broke up back in November. He has only gotten worse since seeing him over Christmas. I just hope filing for divorce will not trigger him. Maybe I should wait. January 2nd, 2023, final update. I have spoken with the police and they know what is happening. I have decided to file, but to hold off on serving him. He is going to IC and he is currently slammed with work, which is excellent. He has been stopping to see our daughter, tucking her in after her bath. He doesn't even have time time for dinner. He is very busy and I think his work is clearing his mind. He loves his job and I am praying he will come to his senses. I mean, we haven't gotten an update in almost a year. Do we take a gander on OP's page? So they haven't posted anything since 10 months ago. I wonder, maybe they're not allowed to post anything because of the divorce. The lawyer being like, hey, you got to stop posting this shit or else they're going to use this against us in court. Sounds like the only good thing that he did was come clean. But after that, homeboy went off the rails. Hope she gets a restraining order for the daughter not to have her dad. Not saying that he like deserves it, but like that is hard for a kid. And a restraining order would probably keep him from his kid, which I'm not a huge fan of that. I'm a fan of like the dad being in their life, but I think he's like literally having a psychotic break. I think out of anything, he should get sent to a mental hospital.